The other story that we're talking about was this cowardice display of hate, but I guess it was no surprise for a town known as the KKK capital of Michigan. Here's the disgusting video if you haven't seen it. White supremacists caught on camera waving Nazi flags just outside an Anne Frank play in Howell, Michigan over the weekend. You can see the group of masked men, and of course they're masked because they don't have the guts to show their faces. They have Nazi flags in their hand, while out of their mouths came anti-Semitic and racial slurs. The American Legion Post was actually hosting a theater performance of The Diary of Anne Frank. And as you know, the famed book, it documents the life of the young Jewish girl as she was hiding from the Nazis during World War II.
So this scene unfolded Saturday night in Howell, which is about 55 miles northwest of Detroit, and has a long history of trouble with the minority of people there who are white supremacists and Nazis and the rest of it. The video of the scene was taken by our next guest, Bobby Bright. He served 26 years in the United States Army. He's now an American Legion officer. So, Bobby, thank you very much for being with us and for that evidence of what happened there in your town. Tell us about it and how people there react.
Howell's actually a really great town. Believe it or not, this history that they have is all but gone away for the most part. We just did a drive sending goods down to Asheville, North Carolina. Sent $1 million worth of goods down to Asheville for hurricane relief. All came from this community. They don't care who's down there, white, black, what party affiliation they have. It doesn't matter. It's Americans helping Americans. So these groups that pop up from time to time that, feel somewhat empowered for whatever reason, they, it kind of brings back that history that Howell has lived with, and it's a shame because it's just not what Howell, Brighton, or Livingston County is about. Totally different community. Everybody's welcomed, and it's probably one of the most caring and empathetic places you can live. It's a fantastic community.
Well, you're one of those human beings, Bobby. And sadly, though, we reported on that white supremacist march that happened in your town just, over the summer. And now you've got this incident. I'm just curious, with that history, given that history, why host this type of play in your town? What was the thinking?
So we did that specifically to really put a message out, right, that we support all communities, but also we were really looking at maybe people would come and see this show and see the persecution, I should say, that the Jewish people have gone through and maybe empathize a little bit. We've seen so much anti-Semitism simmering all over the country. And the reality is you've had a ethnic group, a religious group of people that have been persecuted for the last 2,000 years. So we thought it was kind of important just to bring this story, to the attention of just local people. So when the individuals from the play came and they approached us, our American Legion, offered to take it on without any thought in reality. And then the money was, of course, going to scholarships. The money that they raised was going towards scholarships for anybody that's into the arts, which is also fantastic. So it was really something that benefited us and the community theater group. It was a great opportunity for all of us.
That is so fantastic.
I love that.
And I'm curious, Bobby. I mean, do you know these clowns? I mean, they don't show their faces, but do you actually know who these people are?
I do not. I went and I approached them and I asked them, why the masks? What is it? If you believe so much in what you're out here doing, why are you masked? And they couldn't answer. And I called them cowards and a couple of other things. We had a couple of other individuals out with us, and then they called for the police and said we were trying to assault them. So these guys called the police, if you can believe that. At that point, we went back across the street. I had made that video, and I feel like they could possibly be locals. I mean, it's just hard to say. They were younger for sure, 20s. So definitely that college age group, and you know, we're seeing this on both sides. You know, anti-Semitism and hate, right? It has no right or left because they all meet in the middle. They're all cowards. They're pathetic, and they're shallow-minded individuals. I don't care if they're in Columbia University or the streets of Howell. It makes no difference. You know, and you know, unfortunately, I think that our leadership does a poor job in addressing it. I think that you know, the media does a great job, and you know, regular everyday citizens does a good job. But I think that the leadership, for some reason, just sweeps this under the carpet. And I cannot figure out why.
That is so well said. And Bobby, we thank you for coming on and telling your story and telling us about Howell and the way that community has responded. We wish you good luck and thank you for your good work.
And your service to our country. And keep raising that money for scholarships, Bobby. We appreciate you.
Thank you, ma'am. Take care.